Some people speak against full-time ministry, but the Bible never spoke against full-time ministry. There is nowhere it is written in the Bible that you must not stay full-time in the ministry. That as a minister of God, it is a must for you to do secular job. There are prophets in the Bible that were focused on the ministry. There are lots of people, we have their records in the Bible, that were called by God to the place of ministry, and they stayed in ministry. They didn't go around hustling for other jobs. I am not against anyone hustling for jobs or working while doing ministry. If God gives you the grace to do other secular job and combine with the ministry of the gospel, fine and good. Go ahead and do that and raise money for yourself and also to support the gospel. But for those who are in full-time ministry, who do not go do other secular jobs, they have right also to partake from the proceeds of the gospel. It is not an act of stealing or fraud, as they will say, if a man that is in full-time ministry feeds from the gospel. For it is also written that those who preach the gospel should live by the gospel. So it is never a sin for a minister of God to feed from tithes or offerings or sacrifices that is brought by the people of God. The only thing that matters is for the man of God to be genuine, for the man of God to be real, not to be a trickster or a fraudster or a manipulator of people for selfish gain. But if your conscience is in order, your mindset is right, and you are serving God in truth and in spirit, there's no evil in staying on the gospel and feeding from the gospel. So my point is this: those who believe in the gospel, who follows the gospel, who worship the Lord, have to continue to sow to the gospel, to bring, to support the gospel, and to support men who are fully in the gospel. No matter the teaching anybody brings from anywhere, like don't give anymore, don't tithe, don't make sacrifice, God doesn't need it. No, God needs it. God needs it for his work on earth to go on. God needs it for his men, those whom he has called, to continue to go on. A while ago, I just used the keyboard to offer worship. I can't go to the market and tell people that sells keyboard to give me the keyboard for free because I want to use it for gospel. I will have to buy it. Even the Bible, you buy it. You can't just go to the market and say, I am a worshiper of God, give me the Bible you are selling for free. Everything on earth is based on financial transaction. Anything you want to acquire, you want to have access to and all that, apart from spiritual things, you spend. Even building a structure where you gather people to worship. Even the video I am doing cost me money because I have to buy data for the network providers to give me access to be able to reach the public through the internet. So it is important for men who believe in the Lord to keep sacrificing, for time and season of sacrificing unto God will not cease. Just as time and season that governs the seasons of the earth will not stop, sowing to the work of the Lord will not stop. You will have to keep on sowing. I myself, I sow. I am a minister of God that collects tithe from people. And I also pay tithe from the tithes that I collect. When I finish running services, I check what people brought to the service, and I also tithe out of what was brought to the service. It is a system that we all practice, except for those who are not real or practicing what they teach or what they preach. Some of us are doers of what we preach. I give, I make sacrifices, I support people. I support ministries. I support the work of God. I also tithe to men of God and ministries. It is purely biblical. And the seasons of this tithing or sowing or giving will never stop. As long as you keep earning, as long as you keep working and having income, having benefits, you won't stop sowing. You won't stop giving. You won't stop tithing. No matter who says you should stop it, it is not biblical to teach people not to support the work of God or support the men of God or tithe from their income, because we have perfect examples of all these things in the Bible.